Theranos, WeWork, FTX. Everyone talks about the fraud, the lies, the spectacular crashes. But here's what nobody mentions. Look at the leadership teams. All young, all charismatic, all believers. Not a single grey haired skeptic in the room. That's not a coincidence, that's a pattern. And it's playing out in your startup right now, just on a smaller scale. The founder's blind spot, hiring people who think and act like them. Let's understand how this mindset plays across different stages of a startup. Stage 1, Pre-seed to seed, 0 to 10 people. The hustle clone trap. This is a real example from Koo App, Indian Twitter alternative. Koo raised $30 million, got government backing, massive PR. The founding team, 3 co-founders, all product and tech guys from IIT. Early hires, engineers who got the vision, spoke the same language, coded the same way. What they missed? Someone who understood content moderation at scale. Someone from media who knew the misinformation spreads. Someone who'd built trust and safety at social platform. Result, within 6 months of scaling, they faced massive content moderation issues, fake accounts, political controversies. By the time they hired a policy expert, the damage was already done. Users started calling it a propaganda app instead of Twitter alternative. Why it happens at this stage? You're hiring from your personal network, your college friends, your ex-colleagues. It's all trust-based. You don't have a hiring process. You have coffee chats that later become job offers. How a strong HR leader can fix it even at 10 people. Week 1, the skill gap map. Sit with the founders and map. What skills do we already have? Usually tech, hustling, fundraising. What skills do none of us have? Usually compliance, ops, GTM. What nearly killed us last quarter? Usually something in the second list. Here's a real intervention that I did. A health tech startup at 8 people, all engineers and doctors. I asked, who's thought about insurance reimbursement, medical device regulations, hospital procurement? Silence. Next hire, a healthcare administrator with 20 years in hospital systems. She wasn't cool like the founding team. She didn't code, but she saved them 18 months of regulatory hell. Week 2, the entire me hiring belief. For each role, document what the founder would naturally hire, their clone. What the startup actually needs, their opposite. Example. Let's talk about a head of growth role. Founder would hire another product-led growth person from a tech unicorn. Startup needs someone who's done grassroots community building in tier 2 or 3 cities because that's where our customers are. Week 3, the discomfort interview. Train founders to notice when they start to feel too comfortable in an interview. That's usually a red flag. Questions to ask themselves. Am I finishing their sentence? Bad sign, means same thinking. Did they challenge any of my assumptions? If no, red flag. Would I want to grab a beer with them? If that's your main criteria, that's a problem. Stage 2, Series A, 10 to 50 people. The scale-up sameness. A real example from Bounce, a bike rental startup. Bounce was crushing it, raised $105 million Series D, expanding to multiple cities. Founding team, young, hungry, tech-first founders from top schools. As they scaled, they hired leadership, head of operations, ex-Ola. Same hustle mentality. City heads, all 20-somethings who got the vision. Product leads, all from consumer tech startups. The blind spot, no one from logistics, fleet management at scale. No one who'd run operationally intensive business. No one who'd manage frontline workers, mechanics, field staff effectively. What broke? Unit economics never worked. Bikes were damaged, stolen, poorly maintained. Operations was a chaos. Expansion was fast but fragile. By 2022, they had to shut down most operations and pivot. Why it happens at this stage? You are in hypergrowth. You need people who can move fast. So you hire other startup people who talk the same language, share the same urgency. Experienced operators feel too slow, too corporate. How a strong HR fixes it? Month 1, the experience audit. Map your leadership team. Average age. If everyone's under 35, that's a red flag. Average years of experience. If everyone has 5 to 7 years of experience, again a problem. Industries they have worked in. If everyone is from startup only, it's a danger. Then show the founders this. We have 7 people making decisions about operating 10,000 bikes across 12 cities. Combined years of fleet management experience, 0. Combined years of frontline workforce management, 0. Month 2, the been there, done that hire. For every 2 hustler hires, mandate 1 operator hire. Here's another real example from a D2C brand. They were hiring another young, energetic marketing head from a startup. Their HR head pushed back. You need someone who scaled a brand from 50 crore to 500 crore, not someone who's good at Instagram ads. They hired a 45-year-old from Mexico. She wasn't startup cool. She didn't use the buzzwords, but she knew how to negotiate with distributors, how to manage working capital, how to build a sales team that actually sells, not just does brand activations. Revenue grew to 3x in 18 months. Month 3, the Cognitive Diversity Scorecard. For each leadership hire, score them on clone score and diversity score. You can see the example here. If industry background is same as a founder, clone score 1. If a different industry with transferable skills, diversity score 5. Problem solving, data driven like us, clone score 1. If the person uses intuition or has the experience we lack, give diversity score as 5. Similarly, rate on all required parameters. Target, the average score should be of 3 plus for leadership team. Below 2.5, you have built a clone army. Month 4, the founder pairing program. This is counterintuitive but powerful. Pair each founder with someone completely unlike them for 30 days. Tech founder shadows the operations head, who's from a manufacturing industry. Product founder shadows the finance head, who's ex Big Four. What this does, breaks the founder's mental model of good hire is equal to like me. Stage 3, Series B, 50 to 200 people, the culture ossification. Remember Housing.com? Rahul Yadav, the controversial founder, built a team of young, aggressive go getters. The culture? Move fast, break things, don't ask permissions. Early leadership team? All from startups, all young, all believers in disruption. The problem, as they scaled to 150 plus people, they needed HR systems, they had none. Legal compliance, they ignored it. Investor relations, Rahul famously fought with investors. Structured project management, everything was a hustle. They had zero people who could bring that. Why? Because anyone with that experience felt too corporate that wouldn't fit the culture. Result? Chaos. Rahul got fired. Company nearly died. Took years to recover. Another real example from Dunzo. More recent. Dunzo scaled fast, raised $240 million. Leadership team initially, mostly product and tech folks from Flipkart, Google, etc. Smart people, same background. What they missed? Someone who understood hyperlocal logistics economics deeply. Someone who would run a cash intensive, low margin business. Someone who would say this model doesn't work early. By 2023, massive layoffs, salary delays, near collapse. Why? Unit economics never made sense, but everyone was too optimistic, too similar in thinking to challenge the model fundamentally. Why it happens at this stage? You have built a culture. People are proud of it. Culture fit becomes gatekeeping. Anyone who doesn't match the existing team gets rejected, not because they are bad, but because they are different. How your HR can fix this? It can be divided into various quarters. Quarter 1, the dangerous homogeneity audit. This is a serious work. You need to present this to the board. Analyze your top 30 people. Demographic wise, age range, gender split, educational background, how many of them are from IIT, BITS, NIT, and such top colleges. Previous companies, how many are from same 5 companies. Coming to psychographics, how do they make decisions? All data driven or all gut feel? How do they handle conflict? All avoiders or all confronters? What's their risk tolerance capacity? All high or all low? Present the findings. Say our top 30 leaders, this might be an outcome. Average age 32, 80% male, 70% from IIT and BITS, 60% from same 3 companies, 90% are data driven optimists. Translation, we have no one who's seen a downturn, no one who's managed conservatively, no one who's built boring profitable business. We are optimized for growth, not for survival. What happens when markets turn? This wake up call is essential. Quarter 2, the strategic diversity plan, not DEI as checkbox. Strategic diversity as competitive advantage. Identify critical gaps. Here's an example from a fintech startup. A gap may be no banking experience. Why it's dangerous? Don't understand traditional banking partnerships. The entire loan hire was an ex HDFC Bank VP, taught them how banks really think. Another gap, all product thinkers. Why it's dangerous? No one's thinking about distribution. The entire clone hire was hired from an ex Asian Paints area manager. New on ground sales. Quarter 3, the uncomfortable hiring mandate. Make it a rule for every senior hire, at least 3 candidates must come from non obvious backgrounds. Hiring head of customer success, an obvious candidate for you would be Someone from ex Freshworks knows SaaS. Non obvious, ex Taj Hotels knows hospitality, service recovery. Another non obvious, ex Apple Store knows retail customer experience. Another non obvious, ex hospital administrator knows managing stressed customers. Force the team to interview all three non obvious candidates, not to hire them necessarily, but to expand what's possible. A real outcome from a B2B SaaS company. They did this. Hired the ex Taj Hotel person. She redesigned their entire customer onboarding, treated it as like a hotel check in. NPS went up by 40 points. Quarter 4. The reverse mentoring program. Pair founders with people who are completely different. 28-year-old tech founder with a 50-year-old ex Unilever supply chain head. Product first founder with a sales veteran from tier 2 city. Data driven founder with a design thinking facilitator. Plan monthly sessions where the different person challenges the founder's assumption, shares mental models from their world, forces founder to see the problem differently from their lens. One founder told me, I learned more about building business from my 52-year-old mentor from HUL in 6 months than I did from all my startup peers in 3 years. The pattern across all stages. Early stage, you hire friends, all like you. Growth stage, you hire fast, all think like you. Scale stage, you protect your culture, all act like you. The result? When the market shifts, when crisis hit, when you need a different playbook, nobody has it. Look, I get it. Hiring people like you feels right. They speak your language, they get your references, meetings feel easy. But here's what I have learned in 15 years: the companies that die are comfortable, the companies that survive are constructively uncomfortable. Zillingo, comfortable. Housing.com, comfortable. WeWork, extremely comfortable. The ones that made it, they had that awkward person in the room, the skeptic, the corporate person everyone rolled their eyes at, until that person saved the company. So here's my ask: look at your next leadership hire. If everyone on your team is excited about them, pause. Ask yourself, are we hiring someone who'll make us better or someone who'll make us comfortable? Because in startups, comfort is the most expensive luxury you can't afford. Next episode, we are talking about something even more painful: when founders micromanage, the death of trust. See you then. Stay tuned.